And this incel starts sweating because he has never even kissed a girl in his dreams. He asks Yuri to stop teasing him. But she insists that she is serious because this is the ritual for the contract between a spirit and her guardian. Just then Ursula pops up behind the couch, and though she is really not happy about it, she affirms that Yuri is saying the truth. She explains that until now Aeon was a guardian in training and his connection with Yuri was unstable, causing his mana to be either too strong or too weak, and that put a lot of strain on Yuri. Ursula tells him that now that he is awakened he should form a contract with her to stabilize their connections. And understands. He thinks that kissing her on the back of her hand will be enough for the contract, but then Pina and Kiro also come there and tell her to go for a good old smooch with some tongue action. He tells them to watch that and more on his OnlyFans for just $309.9 a month, and then Ursula scolds them, telling them to give A and Yuri some privacy. Everyone leaves the room with that, and Yuri closes her eyes as she gets ready for the kiss. A is shocked because she is really going to give him the smooch, and he excitedly walks towards her. Unfortunately, he trips on John Cena's leg, and instead of going for the lips he accidentally kisses Yuri on the forehead. That is enough to form the contract, and Ion levels up while Yuri starts melting with pure joy. On the other hand, A goes to the demon realm and visits a high-ranking crow demon named Falco. She tells him that she has orders for him directly from the demon lord, who wants him to kill. A Falco is not interested in handling a mere human personally, and even when Etna tells him that he defeated Behemoth he is not convinced, so Ada uses her charms to seduce him, and like a beta-s Falco promises her that he will quickly finish Iron, he immediately creates a portal to the human world and flies towards A's house at full speed. He is confident that his super speed will give him an easy victory, but apparently A has sensed him approaching, and he comes out of his room to talk with him. Falco stops in front of him and then begins to introduce himself proudly, but A asks him to be quiet because everyone else is sleeping. Falco is pissed at this and he charges ahead at full speed, but for A he is moving really slow. A just slaps him away and then reaches next to him. Within a second he hits Falco with the vacuum bullets to finish him, and then absorbs his wind control and super speed abilities. As he wonders why was the demon targeting him, Yuri and others appear in front of him because the sound of the fighting woke them up. The next morning A goes to the Forbidden Library in the royal palace to learn more about hidden dungeons. Princess Claudia is there to welcome and guide him, and thanks to the royal watch that the king gave him, A has no problem reaching the library. However, Claudia tells him that only those who have the permission of the king and the librarian can enter the Forbidden Library. She asks A to try entering through the door, and he is able to do it without any issue, but when Yuri tries following him, she hits an invisible wall. Ursula teleports next to her and finds that the wall is strong enough to keep her out too, and it has also disturbed the connection between A and Yuri. A is worried now, but he decides to go ahead and find what he needs quickly. Once he reaches the main building he finds there are too many books there and he has no idea how to find the one he needs. Suddenly he sees a girl falling to the ground and he quickly leaps into action to save her. The girl is really flustered as she thanks him, and asks her how did she fall. She says that she was reading a book at the top of the library and she was so busy in it that she didn't even notice she was falling. She then uses magic to put her book back in its place and introduces herself as Alice the librarian. She tells him that she knows the location of each book in this place and asks if she can help him too. He says that he wants a book on hidden dungeons so that he can reunite a special person in his life with her family. Alice suddenly gets a bit sad on hearing this, and after she gives the book to A she asks him how is Yuri doing. He gets surprised that she knows about Yuri, and Alice tells him that she is also one of the world tree spirits and she can see Yuri's spirit. Poor Azae is shocked to hear that, and just then Alice's guardian aka comes there and begins scolding her for not informing her that they have a guest, and AK immediately hit it off, and then he tells Alice that her sisters are waiting outside for her. Aka quickly tells him that it is impossible for them to come inside and meet Alice. She explains that this library is not inside the royal palace, but it is a hidden dungeon that can be accessed through a portal, which is the Forbidden Library's gate. She says that the portal has some serious restrictions on it, so it only allows humans who have been approved by the king and Alice to enter. There is an ancient contract between the World Tree spirit and this library that benefits both of them, and if Yuri or Pian enter here forcefully the contract would be broken. Aka tells her that the only way he can get his girls here and make them meet Alice is to find the hidden dungeon's location and clear it properly. Suggests that he can take Alice out instead, but Aka says that it won't happen either. She says that Alice is a weakling who can't fight and she doesn't have any intention of leaving this place.
She says that Alice is a weakling who can't fight, and she doesn't have any intention of leaving this place either. Alice gets gloomy on hearing this, and Ain approaches her, knowing that she is scared of going out into the unknown world. He tells her that he used to be like that too, but with the support of Yuri and others, he became strong and more confident. He promises Alice that if she wants to see the world, he will protect her from everything and support her in any way possible. Alice gets flustered on hearing that, and then Ain tells her that he will see her again tomorrow after he finds an entrance to the dungeon. The next day, as Eka is grooming Alice, she asks her if she wants to go outside. She knows that Alice is scared, but it is really easy to read her face to tell that she likes Ain. Alice tells her that she fell in love with Ain at first sight, and everything that happened was exactly like the books she reads. However, she is still not confident if she should go out, and Eka encourages her to take the leap of faith. She asks her to trust Ain and go with him, because even if things don't work out well, she can always return home. Just then, Ain enters the library through the royal palace because he couldn't find the entrance to the hidden dungeon in the book. Eka pats Alice on the back as she tells her to put her faith in Ain, and the shy girl asks him to take her to the outside world. Ain immediately lifts her in his arms and then leaps as high as he can, exiting the library and coming out in the hidden dungeon over it. Eka also follows him there, and she gives Ain Alice's spirit core so that she can come along with him, and creates a clone to accompany him since she can't teleport like Ursula. With that, Ain and the girls begin exploring the hidden dungeon, and he has to carry Alice on his back half the way because of her poor stamina. He fights off the monsters in the dungeon even without Ursula's backup, and though he has some trouble fighting against the samurai boss, he defeats him too. With that, they reach the exit, and Alice looks a bit upset because she thinks Ain won't carry her once they are outside. He tells her that she can always ask him to carry her, and seeing Alice so happy, Eka begins fangirling over their budding romance. Soon, they reach Ain's home and Yuri runs to hug Alice, but she just pushes her away because she doesn't like people touching her. On the other hand, Ursula gets stiff in front of Eka because she is also her senior in the Guardian hierarchy. After that, Yuri hugs Ain for bringing her elder sister outside, and that makes Alice jealous. Pina notices this, and to tempt Alice into taking action, she hugs Ain tightly too. She says that his right arm is still free, and before Yuri can take it, Alice jumps in and clings to it. Pina begins teasing her about that, and Ain realizes that his life is going to get tougher because of his harem of the World Tree Spirits and their moms. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and watching.